ሰላም ቅዱሳን የጌታ ጸጋና ሰላም ይብዛላችሁ እንደምናላችሁ ክብር ሁሉ ለእግዚአብሔር ይሁን። ሁሉ ሰላም ነው ወይ? እንዴት ናችሁ? እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። ዛሬ በጣም መልካም ጊዜ ይኖረናል። ደግሞም ለየት ያለ ጊዜ ነው የሚኖረን። እግዚአብሔርን ስለዚህ ሰዓት ስለዚህ ደቂቃ ስለተሰጠን እድል በህይወት ስላለን ማዳኑን ልናወራ ድንቁን ልናወራ በህይወታችን ስላደረገው ነገር ልንመሰክር ጌታ እድልን ስለሰጠን እና ሁኔታዎችን ስላመቻቸልን ጌታን እናከብራለን። ደግሞ ዛሬ በጣም የሚገርሙ ቤተሰቦች በመካከላችን አሉ። ታችን ኤፌሶን መንግስቱ በጣም ሁላችሁም ታውቋታላችሁ እርግጠኛ ነኝ። ምናልባት እንግዳ ሆናችሁ ተጋብዛችሁ የመጣችሁ ሰዎች ሞር ከሚኖረን ቆይታ ስለሷ በደንብ ታውቃላችሁ። እግዚአብሔር በህይወቷ ስለሰራው ስለምትነግረን ስለምትመክረን ነገር ልጆችን በማሳደግ ዙሪያ ብዙ ምትለን ነገር እንዳላውቃለሁ። በተለያየ ጊዜ በተለያየ አጋጣሚ ስናወራ ከህይወቷ ካየሁት ነገር ነው ወደዚህ ጉባኤ የጋበዝኳት፣ ምክንያቱም ስለሚጠቅመን እየሰላሰብኩኝ እና በጣም የተወደዱ ልጆቿን በመካከላችን አሉ። አብዬ አብሰራ ጴጥሮስ እና ሲሲ ጴጥሮስ በጣም የተወደዱ ድንቅ ሴት ልጆች አሏትና ወደዛ ፕሮግራም ነው የምንሄደው። እንደው ፈጠን ብለን እስቲ በጸሎት እንክፈት። ጊዜውን ለእግዚአብሔር አደራ አሳልፈን እንስጥና ብዙ የምናወራው ብዙ የምንወያየበት ነገር ስላለ ወደዛ እንሄዳለን። ጌታ ይባረክ። ምናልባት አርፍዳችሁ የመጣችሁ እንኳን ደህና መጣችሁ። የጌታ ጸጋና ሰላም ይብዛላችሁ። እስቲ ጥቂት እንጸልይ። ከዚህ በፊት ከፍቼው የነበረው መዝሙር ድሉን አግኝታችሁ የሰማችሁ ሰዎች ተከስተ ሲዘምር የነበረውን የከፈትኩትና ግውዝ አይደለሁም ስታግዘኝ ምላሽም አልሰጠው እያለ ነበር የሚዘምረውና እግዚአብሔር በህይወታችን ስላደረገው ነገር ለመናገር እሱ ያደረገንን ለመናገር ግውዞች አይደለንም። አፍ አለን፣ አንደበት አለን፣ መመስከር እንችላለን። እግዚአብሔር በህይወታችን የሰራውን የእግዚአብሔር ቃል ሲናገር በራእይ ላይ ከበጉ ደም የተነሳ ከምስክራቸውም ቃል የተነሳ ድል ነሱት እንደሚል የምስክርነት ቃል ድል ያመጣል። አሜን። ስለዚህ ነው የሚያስፈልገው በህይወታችን ምስክርነትን ማቅረብ፣ መናገር እግዚአብሔር በህይወታችን ስላደረገው ነገር። ክብር ለእግዚአብሔር ይሁን። እግዚአብሔር ሆይ እጅግ አድርገን እናመሰግንሃለን፣ እናከብርሃለን። እስራኤል ቅዱስ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ በሰላም ስለጠበከን፣ በረፍት ስለጠበከን ጌታ ሆይ ከኛ ጋር ስላለክ ዘመንን ስለጨመርክልን እድሜ ቁጥር ስለጨመርክልን እስትንፋሳችን ገና ከኛ ስላልተወሰደ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ ስላንተ ለመናገር ማዳንህን ለመናገር ስራህን ድንቅህን በህይወታችን በኑሯችን በልጆቻችን እግዚአብሔር ሆይ በአካባቢያችን በዘመዶቻችን ጌታ እግዚአብሔር ሆይ በሀገራችን በምድራችን በትውልድ መካከል እያደረግከው ያለውን ለመናገር እድልን ስላገኘ ጌታ ሆይ እናመሰግንሃለን። እግዚአብሔር ሆይ ደግሞ እንጸልያለን። ዛሬ በፊትህ እንደዚህ ስንሰበሰብ ስላንተ ልንነጋገር ስንከማች ጌታ ሆይ በእውነት እህቶቼን እንድትረዳ ጌታ ሆይ ኤፌሶን እንድትረዳ ልጆቿን እንድትረዳ እግዚአብሔር መንፈስ ቅዱስ አንደበታቸውን እንድትጠቀም በህይወታቸው የሰራኸውን ነገር ሲነግሩን ሲመክሩን ጌታ ሆይ እኛም ደግሞ የምንቀበልበት መልካም ልብ መልካም መንፈስ እንድትሰጠን በጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም እንለምንሃለን። ጌታ ሆይ መንፈስ ቅዱስ ጋበዝን ወደዚህ ጉባኤ። ህዝብህን ጌታ ሆይ ተረከብ፣ ልባችንን ተረከብ፣ አመለካከታችንን ሞቲቫችንን ሁሉ ለአንተ ለታመንከው አደራ አሳልፈን ሰጠን። የክፉ ስራ የጠላት ሐሳብ አይምሮን የሚበትን ስጋን አስቀምጦ ልብን ወደ ሌላ የሚወስድ ማንኛውም አይነት ውጊያ በናዝሬቱ ጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም ጸጥ ይበል። ስፍራውን ተረከብ፣ ጊዜውን ተረከብ። ክብር ሁሉ ለስምክ ይሁን በናዝሬቱ ጌታ በኢየሱስ ስም አሜን። አሜን አሜን አሜን። ኤፊዬ እንኳን ደህና መጣሽ። እስቲ አንሚዩት አድርጉና ሰላም ሰላም በሉንና እንደው መጀመሪያ ወጣቶቹን መጠይቃቸው ጥያቄ አለና እንግዲህ ወገኖች እንዳልኳችሁ ዛሬ ለየት ባለ መልኩ ነው ዲስከሽን ነው የምናደርገው። ስለዚህ እኔም መጠየቅ ያለብኝ እየጠየቅኩ እነሱም የሚያካፍሉንን እያካፈሉን እንዲሁም ደግሞ ለጉባኤውም እድል እሰጣለሁኝ። በውስጣችሁ ጥያቄ ያለ ሰው ውስጥ ጠይቃላችሁ እና ስቴፊዬ ሰላም በይንና ከዛ ወደሚቀጥለው እንሄዳለን። አብዲም ሲሲም ሰላም በሉ፣ ድምጻችሁን አሰሙን።
ሰላም ለእናንተ ይሁን። ቅዱሳን እንዴት ናችሁ? ደህና ናችሁ ወይ? በእናንተ ፊት ሆኜ ደግሞ ዛሬ እስኪ የህይወታችንን ምዕራፍ ለእናንተ ልናጋራችሁ በፊታችሁ አለን። ሜሪዬ እግዚአብሔር ብርክ ያርግሽ፣ ይህንን አጋጣሚ ለኛ ስለሰጠሽን ደግሞ እግዚአብሔርን እጅግ አድርጌ አመሰግነዋለሁ። ምልክት ስላልነት መታየት ቀላል አይደለም እና እግዚአብሔርን እጅግ አድርጌ አመሰግናለሁ። ስለ ሁላችሁም እግዚአብሔርን እጅግ አድርጌ አመሰግናለሁ። ተባረክ።
አሜን። ፍዬ ተባረኪ። እንኳን ደህና መጣሽ። ጥሪያችንን ማክበረሽ እሺ ስላሽ ስለታዘሽ ጌታን ስላንቺ አከብራለሁ። ተባረኪልኝ። አብዬ ሲስዬ እንዴት ናችሁ? ደህና ናችሁ? እስቲ ሰላም በሉ።
እኔ እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን። እንዴት ናችሁ?
አሜን አሜን አሜን። እኔ ቆንጆ ደህና ነን፣ ጌታ ይመስገን። ሲስዬ ያለች አብራሽ
አለች።
ሲስዬ ዛሬ በርዝዴሽ እንደሆነ ወፋ ነቀኛለች።
አመሰግናለሁ። እንዴት ናችሁ?
አጋጣሚ ሃፒ በርዝዴይ እንግዲህ ጉባኤውን ወክዬ ሃፒ በርዝዴይ ለማለት እወዳለሁ። እኔ ቆንጆ
በጣም
እግዚአብሔር ቀናትን ጨመረልሽ፣ እንኳን ዘመን ጨመረልሽ። ጌታ ኢየሱስ ይባርክሽ።
በጣም
አሜን አሜን። እንግዲህ እነ አቢና ሲሲ እንግዲህ ያው ቅዱሳንም ሃፒ በርዝዴይ ያሉሽ ነው። ሲሲዬ በቴክስት አለውኝ እና ያው እሱንም ካየሽ መመለስም ከፈለሽ ትችያለሽ። አቢና ሲሲ አማርኛ በጣም በቃ ጥርት አድርገው እዚህ እንደተወለደም ልጅ አይደለም እና በደንብ ጥርት አድርገው ነው የሚያወሩት። ስለዚህ ጥያቄ እነሱን ነው መጀመሪያ የምጠይቃቸው፣ እንዲነግሩን እንፈልጋለሁ፣ እንዲያወሩን። አብዬ ወይም ሲሲ እንግዲህ የፈለጋችሁት መመለስ ትችላላችሁ። አንዳችሁ ግን ሁለታችሁንም መጠየቅ እፈልጋለሁ። ጉባኤው ማምሹር ይሄንን
ሜሪዬ ፍቅሬ ፍሪዝ ታደርጊያለሽ አንዳንድ ጊዜ
እውነት? እሺ አሁንስ is it okay ነው? ስቲል ፍሪዝ አድርጊያለሁ።
አሁን ትሰሚያለሽ ግን አንዳንዴ ተከረ አሁን ጥሩ ነው።
ኦኬ ካልሆነ ወደ ስልኬ ሙቭ አደርጋለሁ። ድጋሜ ትነግሪኛለሽ። ፍዬ ተባረክ። እስቲ አቢና ሲሲዬ እንደው እናንተ በጌታ ቤት ያደጋችሁ ናችሁ። እኔ እንኳን አስታውሳለሁ ወርድ ኦፍ ላይፍ ትንንሽ ልጆች ሆናችሁ ስትመጡ አስታውሳለሁኝ እና አይ ሆፕ አልተቆራረጥኩም ብዬ አስባለሁ። እና እስቲ እንዴት ነው በጌታ ቤት ማደግ ምን ይመስላል? አሁን እንግዲህ አብዬ ከኮሌጅ በዚህ ዓመት ነው እንደውም ግራጁዌት ያደረግሽው። ጌታን ስላንቺ እንደውም እናከብራለን። በጣም ደስ ይላል። እና ይህንን ያህል ዘመን እንግዲህ በጌታ ቤት አይተሻል፣ ምን ማለት እንደሆነ በጌታ ቤት ማደግ እና እስቲ ስለዚህ ነገር ብታወሪን። ልጆች በጌታ ቤት ሲያድጉ ምንድን ነው ያለው በህይወታቸው ላይ ያለው ተጽዕኖ ከሚለውን ጀምር። ያው ዋናው ነገራችን ከጌታ ጋር የተገናኘ ነገር ስለሆነ
I hope it's okay በእንግሊዝኛ ባወራ። Okay. So I think definitely from the beginning, growing up in the Lord's house, and the sacrifice our mom made for us was definitely important, and it helped take off our future and created a sense of purpose in our life that I don't believe we would have received anywhere else. And the constant just being there at first of showing up at church, getting to know people, getting to know the Lord's word, it was definitely important in guiding us and having a sense of hope, knowing that our future is secure. I think that was definitely like a turning point in our lives. And it definitely helped guide us and gave us the foundation that we needed to proceed in life. So I definitely think that that was one of the most biggest moments of our lives. And without that, I think we wouldn't be where we are today. And God and our lives as well. So growing up in the church was definitely an important part of our lives.
ተባረክ ያብዬ። ሲስዬ በዚህ ዙሪያ የምትይው ነገር አለ?
Pretty much the same thing. I know the world up that try to take you off path that God does have for you. So being in a place like Word of Life, I will say, because that's where we grew up, it helps you stay on track, and it reminds you that whether you're a kid and you think, oh, I'm little, God doesn't see me, he's always there for you, and he protects you when you need it. And even when you don't think he is, he's always there, and he guides life is always there, taught us.
አሜን። ጌታ ይመስገን። አይ ኖ ረጅሙን ጊዜ ከኤፊ ጋር ማሳለፍ አለብን። እናንተም ደግሞ ምንድን እንዳለባችሁ አውቃለሁኝ። ግን እንደው አሁን በዚህ ምድር ላይ በጣም ብዙ የምንሰማው ያው እናንተ ወጣቶች ናችሁ፣ በኮሌጅ ደረጃ ያላችሁ ልጆች ናችሁ። አብዬም ኦልሬዲ ተመርቀሻል፣ እንደውም ወደ ስራው ዓለም ሄደሻል እና አሁን ብዙ በትውልድ መካከል ያለው አስጨናቂ ነገር this the homosexuality, the context, the topic, even the idea አሁን በክርስቲያን ሶሳይቲ መካከል አስጨናቂ ነገር ሆኖ ያለበት ሲዝን ነውና so what do you say about that? አሁን ልጆች አለን፣ ልጆች ያሳደግን ነው። እናንተ በጌታ ቤት በጣም ጥሩ በሆነ መልኩ አድጋችኋል፣ ማቹርድ ሆናችኋል፣ ማቹርድ ክርስቲያኖች ሆናችሁ ያደጋችሁት እና ልጆች ላለን ገና ህፃናቶች እያሳደግን ላለን ወላጆች ምን ትመክሩናላችሁ? ምን ትላላችሁ? የእውነት ምክንያቱም የብዙ ወላጆች ጥያቄ ስለሆነ ብዙ የሚያስጨናንተ ደግሞ በቅርቦቻችሁ ወጣቶች አሉ፣ ጓደኞቻችሁ ገና ወጣቶች ናቸውና ሞር ኢንፎርሜሽን እንዳላችሁ እናውቃለን እና I want you to say something about this በዚህ ኤሪያ ላይ።
Yeah, definitely. I think that a lot of people feel like their purpose is unknown and in the world, and definitely that creates some confusion. And I think that definitely having a strong parent being there in your life is something that is very important, and someone that's going to tell you every single day how much they care about you and how much they're there for you and guiding you through everything that might come in life. I think that is definitely important. And I know that one thing that our mom does for us every single day is we start off the day with a text from her in our group chat. And I can show you guys here every single day. There's text. Identity, and it gives us that sense of I'm going to go out there and live in God's promises and live in God's truth. And I think that has definitely helped me, and I feel like that's why I feel like I'm not ever in a place where I'm ever confused. I feel like I very much know who I am, and I very much know the purposes that I have. And even if there's a day where I feel like things may be unknown, I'm not sitting there stressed out for hours and hours and hours, because I know that God has a purpose for me, and that purpose is going to come to light. Even though at the moment I'm not feeling like I have everything figured out, I know that it's going to happen. And having that sense of relief definitely is just so wonderful. And a lot of people don't have that. And I think definitely having that parental figure that tells me every single day, good morning, you're my sunshine. Good morning, my blessed children, sleep well. Good luck, CCA. Good luck on your exam. God will guide you. You're open your mind and hold your hand through it. Pray before you start. These are just some of the texts that we receive, and just checking in every single day. It's definitely something that is, you don't see it at first. Sending like one text, sending something throughout the day, it doesn't seem like a big deal. But when it comes to this sense of security, that you're you that are degrading and that you have no sense of future. That's what a lot of the world is going to tell you. They're going to want to go always above you. They want to beat you to it. But when you have somebody telling you that you're worth it, you have a purpose, and that sense of purpose within us. And also we can give that same sense of purpose to whoever we hang out with, our close friends, our close classmates are also one example of this kind of group that we have built in our community. I think our community is very strong because of that. And also, like, sharing God's love doesn't have to be in a sense of you're putting that all on them all at once, because that's not how society right now is accepting of this kind of thing that alters their whole life. We have started off with just people that love because they haven't received that from, maybe it might be they haven't received stuff has brought of that. So help people find their sense of identity, not through us, but help them on their journey as well.
ተባረኪ አብዬ። ሲሲ አብረሽ እንግዲህ እዚህ ላይም ጨምረሽ የምትመልሽልኝ ነገር እንግዲህ ኑሯችሁ ጋስፖል ነው፣ ኑሯችሁ ራሱ ወንጌል ነው። how you live, how you talk to people, መውጣት መግባታችሁ ሁሉ እና ያው በዛ መልኩ ነው ቤትም ስታድጉ ያደጋችሁት። እና በኋላም ኤፊን የሚጠይቃት ያው በፍቅር ዙሪያ እሱ ነው፣ ልጆችን በፍቅር እንዴት ማሳደግ ነው የሚቻለው የሚል፣ ምክንያቱም በጣም በብዙ ፍቅር እንዳደጋችሁ ይሄንን አውቃለሁ። እና እንዴት ነው ወንጌልንና ፍቅርን አንድ ላይ አገናኝተሽ አቢ ካለችው ጋር ጨምረሽ እንዴት ነው በፍቅር ወንጌልን ለጓደኞቻችሁ አብራችሁ ላሉት በዙሪያችሁ ላሉት ለማያምኑ አሁን የምትገለጡባት how have you been doing?
Say or what you do, but how you live your life. You are a representation of God, which is why when you go out into the world, whether that be when we go to class or when we go to work or wherever we go, we are a representation of what God has put us here to be. And the message is really hard to, when you're young, it can be hard to feel like, oh, like I should be sharing my beliefs with other people, or I don't know if they're okay with it, because like she said already, Abby said, society can be very confusing and you don't want to, sometimes say the wrong thing. But what I believe is when you are dealing with someone who is a non-believer, because it is really difficult to always say, oh, I'm going to have all Christian friends. But what you have to understand is God can use you to share his word. And anytime a Christian or is thinking about coming to church, you can always offer, hey, like, come to church with me. Hey, like, if you're free on Sunday, you can always come. And then after that, if they're like, oh no, it's okay. What I live by is, I know when people are down, the same way I know God has a path for me, and if I'm struggling, he will lift me up and show me what to do, speak to me, all of that. He will do that through me to them. And if I need to tell them, it's okay, God has a plan for you. If you need help, if you need this, like reach out to me and we can say a prayer, or we can go to church and speak to somebody about it. It doesn't have to be in the direct ways, because there's not always times where you're going to be able to spread the gospel. But if you live your life in accordance to what God has put you here for, you will be a walking example of what you're supposed to be. And people see that. People look into your character. People see what you do when no one's watching, what you do when there's no, adults around, or like your kids when their parents aren't around. Like their friends see that. If you're responsible, if you do what you're told, which is what the church and your parental figures instill in you, then they'll be like, there's something special about this person. There's something special about them that I don't see in myself, or that I don't see in my life. And then they'll go and they'll want to know more. They'll be hungry for that feeling of, she's happy. She always looks like everything is good for her. She always looks like her life is fulfilled. Because when you walk with God, he will always bless you. He will always be there for you. Don't have that, and they'll see a light that you have and want to be like that.
And like here at college, they lack consistency. Someone who's going to always be there, someone not going to leave. And when you're the consistency, it emulates God too, that consistency that he shows in your life. And when you're constantly there for someone and you're showing them your walk of life, and they can see that with their own eyes, and you're constantly there for them, it begins to stir up some kind of just want and need to have something similar. Because, some people, they want what they don't have. And when you see this kind of compassion, and you see love, and you see honesty, and having open arms. And I feel like I have learned that from my mom, being open. ለእናንተ ይሰጣቸዋል. And able to giving only materialistic things, but giving knowledge, giving just your time, your efforts, your love, I think definitely helps people realize, where's that coming from? Where did this come from? So I want this, and where am I going to get it? Are you going to get it from the world? Are you going to get it from, are you going to get that sense of happiness, that sense of fulfillment that you can't get anywhere else? Because you can see a lot of people are out in this world, use so many different things to fulfill things that they have in their heart, that need, that's feeling like I have a purpose, that feeling of I need something to fill this void that I have in my life. And you can't get that anywhere else. That void is never going to be filled with drugs, alcohol, any other thing that you use to fill that. It can't be found. And it's like, you get somewhere, you get it, and you see it, you think that it's going to fill it, and then you reach rock bottom, and now you're looking for something else. You're at that point where you feel like there's no hope for me. Where am I going to get that hope? And then you meet a friend. Then you meet someone who was raised with compassion and love, and that person who is a light in your life. And then you tend to feel some sort of something that brings you and lifts you up. And then once you start questioning those things, then that's when that mercy and God's forgiveness too. There's no reason to put people down, and there's no reason for us down because of that. And so friends at the end of the day, meaning like, of course, my circle is limited, but I'm not going to throw someone off because they're not this perfect person, because I know that that's